Be sure to subscribe for your chance to win a custom leather playmat when we hit 2,500 subscribers. Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Playing live over Discord. We've got Matt here on Burn, leading out with a Lava Spike. And looks like Dawn is... We'll see what these names are as this gets sorted out. I think Dawn's actually on the right. But we've got a Ponder, and we will soon learn what deck this is. Underground Sea into Ponder doesn't really give it away. Certainly not as much as Mountain into Lava Spike. Only a couple of options there. We're going to see either traditional Burn or perhaps a Prowess build. I'd say regular Burn, the more likely candidate, and Skewer the Critic kind of reinforces that a little bit. The Prowess build really needs to get down a Prowess creature early, either a Monastery Swift Spear or the Soul Scour Mage, and take advantage of the cheap and free spells that it runs over traditional Burn. And here, looks like we're going to have Reanimator. We'll see if these names... I apologize if these names are incorrect. Yeah, there's no way they're both Dawn here. But we do have a Gristlebrand that's been popped into the graveyard off of Careful Study, and now a Thoughtseize. Seeing a Lightning Bolt and a Fire Blast feels underwhelming, but you know what? Those 2 points of life may end up making the difference. We'll see. Thoughtseize at least snagging a Fire Blast and preventing 2 damage. Exhume now. Dawn looks at his graveyard and has to have a plan here for this 7/7 lifelink. The lifelink now going to be super relevant. And a Price of Progress for 2 more damage. And a Lightning Bolt, that gets Force of Willed. And that is going to do it. The Gristlebrand just too much. Reanimate, often exactly where you want to be. In many matchups, costing less mana, but in Burn, the loss of life is no small thing. Losing life to bring back something like a Gristlebrand is pretty devastating. Iona, I suppose Iona's worth it versus Burn. It's not as commonly played anymore, but getting an Iona down versus Burn is almost certainly game. Now, there are red-white builds that run Karakas, and those are probably a significantly tougher matchup, I would estimate, for Burn. I'm sorry, for Reanimator. Reanimator would have a toughest matchup versus a build that runs Karakas, as it does get rid of Gristlebrand and Iona and any of the other legendary creatures, things like Elish Norn. And is an actual answer to them as well. It's not just like bouncing it to their hand for a turn or, you know, counter-spelling a Exhume or something. I mean, that is pretty much just an answer in many games where you can just keep tapping it over and over again to return the creature. Even if they manage to get it back onto the battlefield, it's not gonna matter in so many games. Now, Gristlebrand is often an exception to that, but not really when you're talking about Burn. As, you know, paying the 7 life when you've already reanimated him probably just gets you killed more often than not. We got a Swift Spear chipping in for 1 damage. And an Underground Sea. Kind of the slower build of Reanimator here. Bug has access to Force of Will. We've got a Goblin Guide. And that Grand Prix Mountain is going to tap for a Lightning Bolt. So 7 damage coming off this turn, putting Matt down to 12. Already Reanimate won't be able to draw cards with a Gristlebrand. But that 7/7 Lifelinker is still probably Matt's best option. An End Step Entomb, despite having Gristlebrand on top. And Iona going into the bin. Speak of the Devil. And this Angel might appear. Reanimate. So let's see, he'd be at 12. Would a Fire Blast be lethal here? Hilarious. So Reanimate actually ends up killing Matt as a Fire Blast completely undermines that entire line. That is a brutal turn of events. Wow. That is wild. When I do all of these live in one take, but I guess that goes to show just the tremendous amount of reps that you can get playing Legacy. Some of those key points that I brought up actually being of the utmost importance. Iona potentially shutting down red, but that Reanimate life loss just being too high a price. And now this game is going to be very different as we've got a Leyline of the Void for Dawn. And that's going to make a real challenge for Reanimator. Now, the bug build may have Show and Tell. That's a swerve that I'm actually a big fan of in a lot of these blue splashing or blue playing Reanimate decks. Completely sidestepping the graveyard altogether and just plopping down a Gristlebrand on turn 3 is fine. On turn 2 or even 1, sometimes they'll play City of Traders in the sideboard to go along with those Lotus Petals to have, just a first turn Gristlebrand anyways. A Lava Spike as Dawn is doing a lot of work off of this Singleton Mountain. It may be all he needs with the Leyline. Just draw and play a Bolt each turn. It is within the realm of possibilities that it could take 7 turns before Matt is able to answer this Leyline. And just another end step Bolt. And now Eidolon, which gets dazed. Hard cast, thanks to Urborg and a basic island. A creature is a very, very dangerous effect. And a Reanimate, just a couple of life to pull back this Eidolon, and now opposing Eidolons. But Matt going to be losing this race, so he essentially has a blocker to stop the opposing Eidolon. Those Eidolons trade, go back into the graveyards, and here's a fresh Eidolon. This one gets Force of Willed. Animate Dead. That's going to be underwhelming. That -1 power. Actually somewhat of an embarrassment for this here. This 1/2 is not going to be able to square off against the 4th Eidolon. And now it's just going to be chump block territory. Ooh, and Grave Titan, that's a incredibly strong play here. We've got a Eidolon being represented by this backwards card, a Lava Spike to the face as Matt's life continues to drop. But this Grave Titan can do quite a lot of damage. Also does help you out in that it makes a couple of 2/2 blockers, so you can swing all out and not be opening yourself up too much to Monastery Swiftspear, Goblin Guide, other potential hasty threats. And this Grave Titan looking pretty inevitable, though depending on the life totals here, Matt could get hit pretty hard with the price of progress even, if it's even left in. I mean, as a burn player, a lot of the time you're going to cut your slower burn spells. Grave Titan getting blocked. 4 damage coming through. Fetching out a basic mountain. And Exquisite Firecraft is gonna do it. 4 damage to close it out, uncounterable. And what a close game there, despite having Leyline. That one was a nail biter down the stretch. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.